I'm glad that we do that thing where we ask each other who's pressing the button today.
Muy smart. So hey, welcome to the Uplifters Monday extravaganza, super duper chilled thing. That's the name now that we have. Anyway, so we got the Hustle House. The Baron himself is here with us. I mean, you guys all know this, but I kind of have a crush on this guy. I love everything he's doing in the space, and am excited to see his parabolic rise in NFTs. So, Baron, how you doing, man?
Oh, that's so kind of you, bro. I'm doing fantastic. Just waking up, having my morning coffee, getting ready to conquer the day because we were up late last night live streaming in the Uplift while we were exploring Chicken Caw. It's kind of fun.
Nice.
Yeah, we actually added your all of your Uplift playlists to our all of your Uplift shows to one of our playlists. So if people go into the playlist section of our YouTube channel, you can be redirected over to the Hustle House to check them out in the Uplift.
Awesome. Thank you, bro. I've been having an absolute blast live streaming, and I gotta say the best part, and this is consistent through the community, not just my perspective, the best part of this game is the community. A lot of people are like, yeah, I used to play Minecraft before. It was cool, but the community wasn't there, so I kind of got bored. Dude, there was 20 people just hanging out in the live stream yesterday while we were live streaming. We created our own gratitude wall on our rail and put up 3 gratitudes live last night. So that was super exciting.
That's awesome.
Like it would be really cool, Corey, if at some point, you and I can just take a week vacation and know that there's like hundreds of other channels out there putting gratitudes up, right?
Well, there'll be at least one in mine.
Yeah, and I know Jen does it as well, so it's definitely a thing.
I like the idea of doing it too from a different perspective, just because I'm a different person, different life experiences. We're grateful for different things. Our little community clusters are, we're all different who we hang out with, even in the metaverse. So I like that everyone that came through yesterday, consistently, everyone was like, I'm grateful for my family. We had like 3 people say the same thing. I'm like, you know what? That's a great starting point. Let's start with that, because without family here at the Hustle House, we've got nothing.
Exactly. All right. Well, is that how do you want to start your gratitudes this morning?
I'm grateful for my first ever time here with you guys. So how can we phrase that?
Wait, this is your first time on the show with us?
Yes, sir.
Show. Not his first time like with us. He's been in some of the happy hour chats and stuff, but like with us individually on the show, it's our first time, right?
That doesn't even feel real. Well,
no, right?
Okay, we're gonna have to do this way more, but I'm excited about that.
Yeah, it's that California.
I'm grateful for first chances.
Sorry, what was that, Hazel?
I'm grateful for my first chances.
Yeah, we were chatting on the stream before, before the stream started. It's difficult, I think, sometimes to include California in our mix, right? Like, because Corey and I, we're about 12 hours different, so it's almost perfect. No matter how you chop it. I mean, one of us always has coffee, and on Fridays, the other one of us has a drink. But like California is tough. But I want to do a lot more stuff like California based. So
I mean, I usually wake up around 5:36 every morning, so I'm definitely game for this more often. The Hustle House community knows that I never sleep. I'm always on Twitter. I'm always live streaming, so might as well hang out with you guys.
Right?
I mean, yeah, we kind of need a T-shirt that says that. The Hustle House knows that I never sleep, so I may as well hang out in the Uplift.
Jimmy, what are you grateful for, buddy?
I'm gonna do 2 if that's okay, because I'm grateful for gratitudes. I don't think I've ever said that, but Jason reminded me that that's a thing. That's my first one, and my second one is I'm grateful for the Hustle House. Like, you guys have brought a lot of cool stuff to the Uplift. There's a lot of cool builds like that. The one that's on the cover image is great, but then you had Abby in there doing stuff. Some of your other community members in there doing stuff. Like, you guys have been live streaming. Like, I've checked out some of your live streams, watched you walk around, usually after the fact because I'm usually busy or not awake. And you guys are just like Like, you're making us look good all around. And I really appreciate it. And I really like the fact that you like being in this community. That speaks a lot to me anyway.
Yeah, man. I mean, honestly, I can't say it in any other weird kind of way other than like the first time I spoke with Corey in Clubhouse, I just like, I felt like I found a kindred spirit in this world. And it sounds stupid, but like the way you talk, Corey, I'm like,
sound stupid at all, because it's exactly how I felt about you.
No, let me follow it up with the stupider thing is that immediately you felt like my older brother or something. Like I was like, damn, like we need to know each other in this universe. You know, and that might be super sentimental. Doesn't sound weird to me at all. Okay, all right, good. Like, it was love at first sight.
Yeah, that's exactly. That's what I'm saying. It's a little bro crush. It just is what it is.
Yeah, fair enough.
All right, I'm gonna get Morton, Matt, and Cosmic Grog. I'm gonna get you guys up there.
So yeah, I've been thinking a lot recently about community as well. And I mean, you guys over at the Hustle House, you built a massive community. I went through your YouTube channel today. I went over there. The link is below. And I looked, like, I'm just kind of curious, like, if you wouldn't mind, because it's your first time, like, how did the Hustle House start? How did this whole thing that you guys are all doing, how did it begin? Because I kind of would like to know that backstory.
That's a fantastic question. Actually, so I was working at Apple as what they called an expert for a few years after my master's degree, and I just felt like I wasn't teaching enough people at one time, to be real honest with you. And so one day they offered me a raise, and I quit during the raise meeting. And I decided that day I was going to start my YouTube video focused on cryptocurrency. And at that point, it was 2016. We were at the height of that crypto cycle, and I was feeling myself a little bit. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to go off and explore the greater world by myself and see what YouTube can deliver. And we started coin stories for all the OGs who remember me back then. And then, the years went on, and I kept putting out content. And all of a sudden, my girlfriend was like, we want to make this a community. Let's think about rebranding. And we figured out how to make it inclusive by creating the Hustle House, because anyone in the house is family. That's how I've always seen it, And so it just became natural. It just fit. And the more and more we engaged with people, the more and more we were teaching people about crypto, the more we were helping people understand NFTs and this technology, it just kind of boomed. And, luckily enough, I've been around so long that all the people that are like the crypto OGs, they were all on my show at the very beginning when we had like 10, 15, like look for BitBoy on my show. I think he had maybe 30 or 300 subscribers, and the green screen was horrible and we were so awkward. But, it's really fun to be able to have roots that go so far in this community. And I think that's why it's been so fun bringing people into this. Like, I saw you guys have Alon on one day from the blockchain summit, and like the big fan of Tezos. And he was dropping some love for the Hustle House as well. And I think that speaks to the point of like community building, like my biggest strength in my entire life is every party I've ever been to, people are like, why are you here? But I'm just friends with everybody. So
I like that. I can kind of resonate with that as well. It's sometimes difficult for me because I don't get real world exposure, but now like I get real world exposure at strange times. So it's great for me. But actually, so it's funny because Corey and I have been talking about community a lot recently, and we've had some, killer community guests on. And I was trying to put together like a mini kind of like roundtable party type of thing, and invite like all these different kind of community leaders. But I realized that it's way too many to have on one roundtable. Like, it's just going to be nuts. So we're actually going to try to make it a thing. So I hope that you join us for at least one of them. But yeah, we got some cool people lined up, like some people with great communities, right? Like that always tune in and help us out. Ken and Anders, obviously they've been guests on the show, but recently, Sammy Snake, yourself, the NFT army people. Like, I think that community leaders are a really big thing, and colliding communities essentially, create new metaverses, and that's kind of what the Uplift has become in a way. It's become a place for communities to collide, and like you said earlier, just go in the game and hang out and see, what becomes of it, because it's always pretty interesting in my factor. So I'm really happy that you're bringing that OG community here and you're enjoying it.
I appreciate that, man. Honestly, I'm trying to bring everyone. I was talking to my little brother last night, like, hey, man, he's having a kid. And I'm like, so I'm going to buy your kid a piece of metaverse land. And, that's going to be your baby's gift. And you better start letting that just sit, because by the time she's 18, she should be taken care of, ideally.
That's great. I love it. Yeah. I think, yeah. I mean, we need one of those, this shows my age and how long it's been since I've been stateside, but we need one of those, like, the Bears, like, the Uplift lands are forever, like, commercials to put on, like, mainstream TV or something. Like, screw diamonds, get yourself, like, some Uplift land.
That's actually pretty brilliant. Someone, Shipples, are you on it?
Yeah, get after that for sure.
Shipples is another one we got to bring onto that community roundtable. But yeah, like, so I like that. It's interesting. The other thing that I've recently been thinking about doing a show on is, like, power couples. And the more I look at it, the more I see, like, significant others getting involved with, like, YouTube channels and stuff. So was it always that way with your missus? Was she always interested? Like, how did she become part of the Hustle House? How did she decide to say, hey, look, we can make this better, we can do something better? And of course you listened to her. I'm assuming, right? Like I'm just kind of interested in how significant others get involved. It doesn't have to be, women. It could be a woman who's gotten her husband involved, which I know a couple cases of as well. But I just think it's interesting.
Yeah, no, I thought it was kind of cool. So I'm like, I don't ever really tell people this too often, but, like, I spent more than half of my life in art school. So I'm an artist by trade. I'm an abstract artist, and my biggest art is my mouth. Like, that's what I realized, right? And so she is a very technical, precise, thoughtful person. And she just decided literally the day, Corey, that I was in Clubhouse, like, amping up this game and talking about Minecraft, everything, she downloaded Minecraft on her phone and was like, all right, I'm going to start practicing, because if you're spending all this money buying all this land, we got to know what to do. Because I'd never played Minecraft one day in my entire life before I spent thousands of dollars buying this land. And so she, having the adult brain in the situation, was like,
the adult brain.
You're spending money. Yeah. And you need to figure out this game. And so she's actually been the master architect behind all the builds on the Uplift, besides the 3 that Avi did. So she is just an amazingly talented artist that I didn't realize I had right in front of me. And this game is just perfectly suited for her creative style. So, TC and I have a 50 by 50 plot that she is building into a 100 by 50 plot and making this beautiful spaceship kind of vibe. And we toured that the other day, so that was super cool. But it was something we talked about while we were camping, and it was like, you know what, let's figure out a way to have more fun together. And my YouTube is monetized, so if we can make a little money and hang out and BS together and have fun, let's do it. That sounds great. And luckily enough, I have a cool girlfriend who was into it.
I mean, she sounds pretty cool, and she likes to camp. So, like, that's 2 pluses in my corner.
Oh my God. She's like the best fisher, and, like, makes all the campfire. Like, you have no idea. Everyone tells me how lucky I am all the time.
Because, yeah, well, I mean, I kind of want to see an interview with her, even if not on our channel, with Jen, because that sounds pretty cool. Like,
I'll definitely try. I'll definitely try to get her on the camera at some point.
Yeah. Because so you're an artist. That's interesting. Do you still make art, or?
Yeah. Actually, my background is I have a master's in design, which I got in Florence, Italy a few years ago. So, like, nice. I paint. I do a lot of graphics. But what really, like, and I'm not joking about this at all when I say my biggest skill is my mouth. I've always been able to sell all my friends' art really easily. Just because, like you said the other day, Corey, in Clubhouse, it's so easy to share your love for your friends and talk about how awesome they are. And that's always been something I've been great at, is like, if you're my friend, I'm going to sell you because I think you're amazing, you know, and that's my biggest skill set as I've gotten older. You got to find your lane and appreciate where your skill is. And yeah, I like to draw still, and I like painting, but it doesn't look as cool in my mind as I think it should. So
yeah, I like what you're saying, but I'm going to push back a little bit. And here's why, because we're, spinning up basically a new district where we're going to put some galleries in the Uplift. And if you're an artist, I think it'd be interesting to explore what your gallery would look like. There might be some interesting concepts in there. I'm just going to leave that hanging for now, but yeah, let's chat about that later. Maybe I think that would be really cool. In some respects. So
no, that would be absolutely amazing. Honestly, I think the hard part too is like trying not to be a little bit embarrassed about sharing your art with the world, because I make my NFTs, and that is a true reflection of my spirit and who I am when I share that. But at the same time, my truest art is these abstract paintings I do. And Brad, he bought one of my first abstract paintings, the very first one I made into an NFT. And I got to say, that's literally how we started our friendship. Was he hit me up and was like, "Yo, you're an amazing painter." Well, I was like, "What?" I kind of forgot I put that out there. So shout out to Brad.
But yeah, it's interesting to see how NFTs, I think, have kind of transformed the way that we view things, like, and the internet as well, right? But I mean, we talk about this, especially with Yoshi, a lot. Like when you look at like music, or when you look at art, and the way that you have to, get into the business and do these things. It used to be that you used to have to go through the structures that were in place in society, but now, YouTube, it doesn't necessarily have to be connected to blockchain, but YouTube in itself was kind of an avenue for people to get noticed. And I like to think that a lot of what's happening here, and M Blue has said this multiple times about the Uplift. It's like with the Uplift and these building blocks, right? Like anyone can be an artist, dude, that river there, like, can I have it? like seriously, because this is our Uplifters plot there. Like I didn't realize that was there, actually. We're getting high enough now that like there's some pretty cool shit in there. Actually, I didn't know that. That's we maybe need a permaculture island there or something. I don't know.
Yeah, we're gonna have to check to see how far our 50s actually go out. Speaking of which, the NFTs for all the community cluster stuff in Genesis should be going out this week. If you haven't gotten Cowie if you own one, we need to know. And we need to know your Wax wallet, because we're going to be sending a bunch of fucking NFTs.
Dude, that's so exciting. Honestly, I'm super thrilled to see every time you guys drop a new NFT. Thank you for that Alpha Wings NFT I got. I was super stoked to see it in my wallet. Honestly, anything that pops in my wallet's always exciting, but then when it's Uplift, I get a little bit more excited. So,
and why is that actually? What is it about the Uplift? Sorry, I just about made a faux pas there. What is it about the Uplift that really tickles your wings there, Jason?
To be honest with you guys, like I like the idea of the passive income. I like the idea of like making money with this and everything. I just really am having the most fun with the people in the space. Like, I realized this after the first week. I was like, I could lose all this money and it wouldn't mean shit to me, because I'm having so much fun that the value's there for me in the daily experience. And so that alone tells me you guys have something amazing in front of us, because I'm willing to lose my money when the market goes up or down. That doesn't matter to me. I'm in here having fun. Like, you guys see that me and Cheyenne are in this game almost daily building, because we're having a great time. Like, that's plain and simple. That's it.
Yeah. I haven't been in game anywhere near enough. I actually finally got through a couple pieces in CK today, this morning, just like trying to see, kind kind of what I have and what hanging out in the survival world is like. I haven't even had a chance to do that yet, and it's I mean, well, here I am building all the way through our show because I just was Jones and.
Well, and that's another thing. Shout out to the community and shout out to Crypto Diver. Like when we've been in the survival mode, we've had just random people from the community come through and hook us up with supplies so that we could get going. Because when you jump into Chicken Caw right off the bat, like unless you're on that rail, it takes you a minute.
Yeah, it's definitely tough. I had to walk to the southeast corner. And I feel everyone's pain acutely now. Let's put it that way. I feel like I earned my alpha wings this morning.
There comes a time in almost every show where there needs to be an NFT made, and that might be Corey's. Now that I've had to walk to Chicken Caw, I feel everyone's pain.
Yeah, exactly.
I like it. I think, I'll echo that. We've been, releasing lots of different things and different people getting into different worlds, but we're kind of at a point now where the releases are starting to involve like higher numbers of like general community members as opposed to just builders who are like segregated on their own land, like building something for like future releases. Chicken Caw has been really interesting because, like you said, I've been like way out in the middle of nowhere in a couple of my plots. And some dude, come riding by on a horse and like throw me stuff. And, I'm just like, oh, thanks. And then like, hey, wait, come back. I have something for you. And he's like, no, like I'm already gone. Like, I don't want to lose my horse. I've been off my land too long. And I feel like he's going to run away. And I'm like, what's happening? Come back. I want to give you some seeds, but like, the camaraderie and stuff there is really cool and really interesting. And that's what's going to build the value in this project. Truly, like when the person, I think it was Crypto Diver, said it to me last night. Is like, yeah, he played Minecraft since the alpha phase, but he got bored of it because there was no real community, And you're like, okay, like there's the value here because I'm watching every single thing you guys are doing daily. I'm trying to be as informed as possible because I want to relay that to my community and make sure that they have the best opportunity to succeed in this game. Like, any advantage I want to give them. And that takes a lot of time. And people don't realize, like, when you're in the metaverse, it's literally like you're living a life. It's just in this game. And it's a lot of work, but it's really fun.
Yeah, I completely agree. I was thinking about a lot of stuff this weekend and thinking in terms of a couple of NFT projects that I sort of have been thinking about for a long time and want to maybe start back up in the context of wanting to really leverage my own personal land stash, right? Because I'm sure all of you guys know by now, like we don't get any land for free. We had to buy it all, right? So because I really wanted to make sure everybody that was Team Uplift was having the same experience as everybody else, right? And there's just so many opportunities. Like the number of ideas that I started having real quick was pretty fun. It was pretty fun. Because it just, but to your point though, it's going to be a lot of work.
Well, that's the thing too, is like every day we wake up, we have our morning coffee, we have our morning smoke, we got our brains all ready, and then we pretty much jump into the Uplift for, let's say, 6 to 12 hours every day. Like
so many people are doing that. Like how much, like, I mean, really all you need to do, this is why I've been kind of taking shots on this. A lot of this stuff is still under construction, obviously, right? But like, this is one tiny little square and it's going to be surrounded by stuff.
Yeah.
Right? Like just people are coming in and doing all sorts of crazy cool ass shit. It's just kind of incredible. Yeah. Morton said, wait till the VR mods. Yeah. I
can't wait for VR. Honestly, the fact that like we all get to hang out and that like I have buddies across the world who are looking into learning about this just so that we could hang out together cool. Is super thrilling to me because, going to school in Europe, all my buddies are stuck in places where I can't really go right now.
Yeah.
And so the fact that we can all hang out and game together is super fun. And they're all like, I'm playing Animal Crossing. I'm like, yeah, but are you getting paid to play? Because like you're wasting time is what you're doing.
I mean,
that's so interesting. Yeah.
In the real world, you get paid in roadkill, but like not.
Yeah, I can't wait for VR. Honestly, the fact that like we all get to hang out and that like I have buddies across the world who are looking into learning about this just so that we could hang out together is super fun. And they're all like, I'm playing Animal Crossing. I'm like, yeah, but are you getting paid to play? Because like you're wasting time is what you're doing.
That's so interesting. Yeah.
But I was chatting to you a little bit about this before, and it's funny because like all my buddies now, I've never met. And, you know, like Corey's probably one of my best friends in the universe, but I've never actually like shaken his hand. Like I don't actually know. I don't actually know like how, you know, how tall he is in comparison. Like, but it's a weird like.
That's a good question. How tall are you, Jimmy?
Yeah, I'm like 6'2", man.
That's what I figured. I had a feeling you'd be taller than me. It'd be like if you'd have said, "Yeah, I'm like 5'7". I'm like, "What? What?" Like Jimmy's what? Yeah, I'm like 5'10" and change, and I add the change in there because it makes me feel taller. But I'm not.
Yeah, me too. I was just looking at a buddy, my picture. A buddy of mine sent a picture of when we were kids, and I had a solid like 2 feet on him, and the only thing I thought to say was, "Dang, I remember when I was tall."
Yep.
And not giving it, like definitely at some point in time. Like my goal somewhere in life, other than, you know, competing with these awesome builders in the Uplift World, because apparently now I'm addicted to Minecraft. But like my goal in life, other than doing what we do here and engaging with community and helping people, is to go back to my roots, right? Like as soon as we can get a good enough internet connection that I can do this for half of the day, I'm going to cap myself, right? I'm going to take myself to Uplift Anonymous and make sure that I get out into the real world, because my passion is growing stuff, right? Like my passion is like I'm creative in a different way maybe than you, Jason, but I like to you know, design. And that's what actually speaks to me about the Uplift is like I find these cool plots, and everyone is building these awesome like huge buildings, which is really cool. Like I'm at the point now where I'm like, how can I utilize this landscape and still keep it natural and restore part of it to its natural environment? That's how weird I am at times, right? Like I
think, you know, it's interesting though, Jimmy. I don't think that's going to be weird for very long, because like in a year, every one of these real plots is going to have something on it, and this is going to be a park.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and the open spaces are actually going to end up becoming, I think, like little mini, you know, Times Square, you know, or like not Times Square, but you know what I mean? Like Grand Central Park or whatever the fuck that New York park is called. What's that park called?
Times Square. You're right. Yeah. But, and that's the thing. Like a lot of people, they want to go and hang out in Times Square, like, because it'd be cool. Like what I want to create is I want to create like a natural Times Square. And not giving it said we should all
Central Park,
right?
Yeah, Central Park is what I'm talking about, right? Like it's all developed around it, and like you have like this you know, giant space of green.
It was kind of interesting listening to you, Jimmy, talk in Clubhouse on Friday to the I don't remember his name, but the guy who's in the army who's also working on a farm and doing something similar. Yeah, it's cool that like you're not the only person with this thought process. You know, there's other people out there who are interested in the same thing. So that's a community. No, but like beautiful.
Yeah, Devin made the comment that day, and I think it went over everyone's head. But Devin made the comment. He's like, Jimmy is like my soul animal. And I think everyone was like, what's going on? But actually, it's like in a way, it's kind of true. Like Devin, like he gets like baby goats and baby cows and stuff, like, you know, on his farm. And like it's awesome because like he sends me pictures and he's like, hey, this is my latest like addition to my, you know, baby family. That's awesome. And like, yeah, like so it's pretty funny. Like I've met like a few people in this space. So I didn't mean to cut you off, but I get really excited about this. This is like the thing that excites me the most, is like permaculture and like design and like being out in nature and like I like, you know, I want to walk outside my back door and pick a mango for breakfast, right? I don't want to have to go to the to go to the store and get stuff. And like my goal, you know, is essentially to meet everyone that I love hanging out with in the Uplift, you know, on 50 acres of forest and say, look, we're going to be here. Wherever you go, you can plug in your laptop to the internet. You can still get on the Uplift, but I want to enable Corey's idea whereby on Sunday morning, we unplug for a day and at least come together and shake each other's hands, right?
Well, that's the beauty of being able to work anywhere now. Like I just booked a trip for my girlfriend and I to go to Cabo for her birthday in June. And my mom was like, well, how are you going to work? And well, I work with my phone and my laptop wherever I am, and they have internet at the hotel. And so I'll just build a little bit at night, and that's working for me now.
Yeah, that's the way. That is the freaking way.
It is, man. It's pretty exciting. And I look forward to that too. And to your point, Jimmy, I think it's hilarious that there are so many people that I've engaged with for years that I've never met in person. Like, I've met a few of the homies at like, influencer conferences and whatnot. So that was a cool experience. But that was when conferences were existing and we were all kind of making a point to go there. I know they're starting to come back. I saw the shitcoin thing. Kind of bummed I can't go to that, but.
Hey, wait. Well, you're going to have to explain that. I don't know about the shitcoin conference.
Ken Bosak is
putting it on in Miami.
Yeah.
On the week that I'm going to be gone. Like that. I was so fucking mad. So mad.
He's just, and I got to shout out Ken always, because he is 100% the reason I ended up finding the Uplift. He posted a tweet and I got all excited because, he and I have been homies for a long time now. And it's been one of those things where, like, low key, we've had many, many FaceTimes about the power of wax over the last few years. And then he just was like, yo, this metaverse is about to take off. And I jumped right in full into it. So thank you, Ken, for that.
Hell yeah.
Words aren't working right.
I mean,
sorry, now I'm just doing math.
And whoever came to my live stream last night, I minted 50 NFTs to give out, and I still have about 30 left. So whoever's in this live stream right now, hit me up on Twitter. Just DM me your wax address, and I will send you guys an NFT. And also, real quick, Chris Tuttle, I see you in the live stream chat. I wanted to say that you are one of the most intelligent people I've ever watched. I watched you on the Jen show the other day. And when you were talking about the RNA for the bees and stuff, I was absolutely blown away by how cool I thought that was.
Crazy.
Like, yo, she's changing. Like, what? I didn't even know people could do this at their house.
Yeah. Yeah. I still remember the first real conversation I had with Tuttle outside of our, initial little interview about the Uplift. And I was like, what? I mean, like, honestly, she's slumming and hanging out with us, just all of you and me, right? Like, that's like legit.
Hey, well, it speaks well for us because we don't want to be the smartest person in the room.
It's true. I always want to be the dumbest guy in the room, and other than Jimmy, I'm doing pretty good right now.
Yeah, I mean, I don't discount that. Like, that's
that
the thing,
is
right?
a
Like,
total joke.
like we all have our places, right? And it's funny because, like, I'm the writer, but like Corey is like, I can't use racial slurs here, but he's the grammar something, right? Like,
the guy who likes grammar doesn't have to be a Nazi. Come on now.
The grammar love.
Yeah, I mean, Jimmy, I think you probably just want to chop and end the show at this point. After we it's like,
all right, guys, have a great day. Thanks so
much.
Well, there's a couple other things I'd like to say as well, and I'm. It's better I don't go into it. It's better that the Baron goes into it himself. But there's recently been a couple, because I'm always not sure what I'm allowed to say. But there's recently been a couple posts that you put in the Uplift Telegram about collecting photos for various people. So do you want to kind of go into what you're able to go into on that front?
Yeah, absolutely. And I've been getting a lot of questions from the community about this, so thank you guys. I'm going to definitely give some more specific parameters so no one feels confused. But essentially, Corey brought me the brilliant opportunity and idea to create community NFTs where we go ahead and showcase our Uplift builders. And we're not focused on selecting the absolute best builds by any means. We're focused on being super inclusive to the community and creating these NFTs that are almost like little advertisements for people to see what you're building on your plot. What awesome feature do you have, So we have a Google form that I'm circulating around the group. I've got a decent amount of submissions right now, but I'd love a lot more. And what we're doing is we're going to create NFTs out of these screenshots that you guys are sending to this Google form. And then we're going to put, your your coordinates. I'm sorry, I'm still waking up. Your coordinates, your builder's info. I have all those questions on the questionnaire. And it's going to be a fun way to promote community. And we're really going to be focused on creating volume so that more and more people can see your awesome build. Because how cool would it be to have an NFT of your specific creation out there circulating that people are collecting? And then secondarily, I'm working with artists like Senor Lupe to create certain special NFTs that are like a higher tier up almost, that you could do some blends for. So let's say maybe you collect all 100 of these community NFTs, you'll be able to blend them for very special NFTs that we're creating right now. So it's a fun project, and I appreciate everyone who sent me screenshots. And for everyone who hasn't, I'll be posting that Google form more often to collect that information from you guys. And by no means do you have to do this.
I gotta get in on that action myself.
It's not the best builds, guys, by any means, right? Like, I want to say this, it's inclusive. Like, with that said, I'm going to structure it to look as beautiful as possible when we're delivering it to you, to the world, whatever. But I've had a lot of people saying, like, what does the best mean? We understand that's relative. If you're brand new at Minecraft, just give me your best effort. Like, what have you created that you're proud of, that you want to share with people? That's it. I'm super excited for it.
There was some, I'm going to reserve myself from saying that, but yeah, I'm a pretty competitive person, and I'm definitely against, everyone gets a participation ribbon these days in schools. I'm just going to throw that out there. But in terms of like Minecraft, I'm much like you. Like, I never played Minecraft before, I met Corey, and we started doing the show. And then, one day he's just like, hey, like, I'm doing this thing, and we should put up gratitudes, and let's just do it at the beginning of every show. And I'm like, he's like, just give me like a month. And I'm like, yeah, we're making a show here. Like, we want to do something. He's like, dude, seriously, just give me a month. I lasted like 3 days before I was like,
this is a good idea. Like, yeah, I know, dude. It's okay.
Well, see, and the reason we talked about this with blockchain cards and just kind of ideated a little bit and was thinking like, yeah, the top 100 best builders would be great. But seeing that this is kind of like, let's go with the alpha, like we're going to do the first community NFT project here. We want to make sure that we're building community versus excluding community right now. So there's going to be tiers that are better, more, I don't want to say better, that are a little bit more curated art pieces, let's say, that are going to take a little bit more effort for me to create. And those are going to be the rewarded NFTs via blends.
Yeah. So I have an idea.
I like that a lot.
I like learning from Corey, because Corey does teach me how to, be sometimes the person that I want to be, which is really great. So I'm gonna take a page from his book here, and I'm just gonna throw random shit out there that may or may not happen. That I'm gonna make happen.
And then magically happens. I like it. Do it up. Hey, let's launch a token in 2 weeks. Wait, we actually can launch it? That doesn't make it. Anyway, sorry.
So I mentioned this gallery space, and I think for what you're doing and your incentives, and your comment earlier about not really necessarily knowing if you want to put your original artwork out there. I think what the Hustle House gallery might be, what it might be good, because the idea of the gallery is that it won't be a set thing. It'll be like things moving around, things coming in and out, more for artists. So maybe the Hustle House gallery in this art district that we're thinking about would be a monthly recap of all the best builds, all these things that because you're a community builder, and Uplift in itself is this kind of builder's paradise for new and old artists alike, for new Minecrafters and new people coming into the space, right? I mean, if you never got your first Lego kit as a kid, you're never going to learn how to build, and we've got to honor those people, right? And so maybe that could be a concept for at least one room in your gallery. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, I love it. Yeah,
that would be amazing.
I've set up a lot of my buildings with beautiful NFT walls just for that sort of experience all over. So regardless if it ends up being in the community one with you or one on my land, that's absolutely going to happen, because that's too good of an idea not to do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and so I have one more question. Thank you. I like when I have good ideas. I mean, it's rare. But one other thing I wanted to ask as well is, so I have a bit of a problem, right? I'm not one to like run to other people and ask them to solve my problems, but I think one of the problems that I'm having might be something that other communities are having as well. So life is all about perspective in a way, right? And Minecraft life perspective is all about shaders. And shaders are all about what your computer can actually handle. And part of the reason I haven't submitted my build is I'm not really sure what shaders my computer can handle, and so I basically operate in true Minecraft mode, if that's the thing, and if it's not, it should be, because like that's where I operate.
I think they call it vanilla.
The vanilla, yeah, sure. So I'm a vanilla Minecrafter. Now, like I want to submit my builds, but then I see all of these like amazing, photos that are coming out from all of these people who have the shaders. Like, how should I feel about that? Is there a way to?
So,
sorry, go ahead.
Like, straight up, you should feel encouraged that your community is so talented. That's all. Like, there's no jealousy.
No. I don't like. I didn't mean me specifically. I meant like people who are submitting these builds to you, via your form. Like, what's your words of wisdom or your words of encouragement to them? Because, like you said, it's not necessarily the best builds, right?
Right. No, 100%. And I've been getting that question a lot. And realistically, what I tell everyone is take your time, build something that you're confident and you're happy to share, something that you would share publicly that you wouldn't be embarrassed by. And like someone said in the chat, definitely some small builds get overlooked. So scale isn't really the most important thing. Like, size doesn't matter in this exactly. It's more like what you're creating. I know, Corey, your mind's going.
Oh, please excuse me.
Oh, okay.
Excuse me.
But realistically, it's just like, it's one of those things where there's going to be people who are better than you. Absolutely, there are. And there's going to be people who make you feel like, oh, my building's not as cool as such and such. But that doesn't matter. Really, what's important is you want to participate in this community experience. You want to maybe be featured in this NFT collection with the Uplift community. How cool would that be? Like, that's a piece of history, right? So that's what I just try to remind everyone is, first off, this is supposed to be fun. So don't be stressed out by it. It's a game.
Wait,
second
this
of
is
all,
a game?
Yeah, this is life. No, but like the shader thing, spend some time on YouTube, look at the preferences of your computer. I have an iMac. It took us a while to figure out which shader texture package worked for my device. And once we figured it out, then we figured out during live stream, you can't have a texture pack on with shaders and da-da-da-da-da. So it's just a matter of keep playing until you're happy. That's literally all I tell people is keep playing till you're happy with something. Once you're happy, submit it.
Right. And so then I guess the follow-up question to that is there's no deadline on this, right? Like you're a community builder, you're a community planner. This is something that you're looking at doing like for quite some time, right?
I plan on doing multiple series of this.
Yeah.
So absolutely. So people are like, what's the deadline? As of right now, there's no deadline because this is series 1. There hopefully is, hundreds down the line in terms of series, but that's as we add more people to the game. For now, this is just the first community build. So submit as quickly as you can. I want to get this going so I can put your picture in people's hands basically as quickly as we can. And I think right now I want to say
we should set like a soft but firm deadline.
Yeah, I know. When I talked about the business brain of my girlfriend, she was telling me about parameters yesterday and telling me that I have to set a date because when there's the date, there's more call to action. So I think we'll probably, when I said earlier I was going to be setting parameters, that's kind of what I was talking about. I just didn't want to say like today because I hadn't thought that out yet.
Yeah, so and I think once you get all that up, then we can definitely put it out. Once you get it all together, you're
yeah, because I'm still working on.
Once you get your soft, hard, functional.
I'm still working on creating the template for it all.
We can put it up on our official site as well because I really like what you're doing and I really want to see that supported. And definitely, your girlfriend's not wrong. I probably need to do that as well as 3 other things that I haven't been doing because I've been busy doing other things. So yeah, I think bullshipples, we need a software meme as a call to action. Definitely, if you're out there listening in the chats. Yeah, that's awesome.
I like what Morton says in the chat. If it's not written down, it's just a wish. On paper, it's a goal. So, I mean, Morton, you're one of the longtime supporters of the community, and I appreciate that so many people are asking and guiding me, because you guys have learned this from hanging out with me. Is I don't think the way that like normal people, adults should think. I don't know how to. So, like, I appreciate you guys helping me understand that like deadlines should have dates and stuff.
Yeah, I even just like, I want to know when I have to have, just selfishly, when I have to have my builds in to be considered.
Right. Well, I was trying to give people a little
that
time.
Suddenly it's going to get, it'll just get in my brain so that because everyone's pretty busy, right?
Right.
So that's sort of just kind of helpful.
Okay. All right. So I think what we'll do is after this today, I will have my like 3rd, 4th cup of coffee, and I'll get all those little details figured out, and then I will put them in the Telegram group today.
Love it.
Cool. And there's honestly, guys, I want to just say thank you from the bottom of my heart for including me in this community. It's been such an amazing experience, and I truly feel like it's been a gift just to get to know you guys. So thank you.
I got you, little brother.
I kind of feel like I don't know how to say this, but I kind of feel like inclusion is in the eye of the beholder in a way, right? Like the reason that you're here is because you want to be here, and you do such a great job being here, and that goes for all of our community admins and things like this, right? Like, and that's kind of how I got my start into this as well, right? Like the whole reason I met Corey is because I was enjoying doing what I was doing somewhere else, and I happened to meet Corey, and we happened to do a show, and we happened to kick it off. And I know why we kicked it off, by the way, just watching you build. This makes so much sense to me. To like to echo back what Jason said, a little bit of a segue here, but like to echo back what Jason said about the builds and different people. Like there's some amazing builds in there. There's some people who go in and they figure out like how to build stuff. I've done it. I've played around with it. I've adapted it. But there's different types of designers, and like this is how I design mine. I look at what's there, and then I play around with forms and stuff like that. So I'm really like interested, and I would like to see. I know you have a lot on your plate, but I have a couple ideas once this kicks off that I think would be really cool for the Hustle House to procure. But I'm under strict orders not to bother you until we get this running smoothly down the hill without the engine running. That's not like pop it into first and like let's see if it starts by the time it needs to.
Yeah, it's gonna start. I mean, like the idea that I could get, I could buy a bunch of packs and make sure that I have. I'm gonna figure out how to do this too, like to create a site where you can like make sure that you have all of them really easily, and to, like see which ones you're missing, that kind of thing. Because like I want to make sure I've got the first 100 builds. Like I want to have that just I own forever, right? And the idea that you can then, with your extras, you can burn those extras and get like some fucking high def video of some of the best builds of the thing. Like, okay, sign me up for that shit. Like, it just like, yeah, I've wanted to do this idea myself for so long, and just I don't have time. I don't know if you guys know, like we're building this little thing called the Uplift. It takes some time, right? But it couldn't make me more excited, dude, that it's in your hands. I know you're gonna make something frankly much better of it than anything that I would do, and it's gonna be a real awesome service for our whole community, right? Like everybody's just gonna want that shit. Having trading cards of like the cultural moments of the first little iteration of what's going on in the Uplift is huge. It's really, really huge.
Oh, yeah.
I love the idea that you're going to do it all the time too, because I started thinking when you were saying like having, covering different ones every time or whatever, I started thinking back to my, like the GameStop magazine days, right? Where like,
oh yeah.
You're seeing all sorts of different things about the new video games that are coming out or whatever. But like, imagine, you guys having an NFT line that, is covering, Tom, Dick, and Harry's little freaking automatic farm or whatever. And whether or not that is going to make any money, for the record, I don't think it will. It's too easy to do. People are going to be flooding the market with cows, but whatever, we'll find out. But that, that kind of thing. But then, like, what NFT project is building in the space, right? It creates an amazing filter for you to, basically produce content that's going to be extremely relevant to everybody in the space. And it's going to make you $100 million doing it, and will be fucking fantastic. And that is the way it should be.
I'm going to come back to the seriousness of that awesome rant in just a moment, because that was brilliant and it spawned a bunch of ideas. But Morton, Matt, D, like, I just love the fact that, like, you're saying this. Like, I can maybe resonate. It's hard to build after a 12-hour shift at the liquor store. I pass out getting to my plot.
Oh, sad.
How great is that?
Struggle's real, yo.
I know, like, I know totally what you mean, but Corey, like, I guess this kind of is kind of what I was saying before. Like, my biggest problem in the Uplift right now, and I really only have one, and I mean, there's no one to blame except for the way that the system itself exists. But there's so many amazing builders. There's so many amazing things. And, like, it's impossible to see everything. So I think what Hustle House is doing with this thing is awesome.
Yeah.
But what if there was a gallery? Because even if I go on Atomic Hub and I search his NFTs, it's still going to be, really
one gallery that is a museum. That actually becomes the de facto directory for the entire space.
Yeah, that'd
be amazing.
That's what I was trying to say in less eloquent terms.
Because, like, we live streamed yesterday for an hour trying to. The title was Exploring Chicken Caw. We hit an hour, and I think we went like 2 plots to the right.
Yeah, dude, it's legit. It's legit. Blame
so I think that this is going to have to be a thing in the art district or somewhere else. We definitely need that as Corey put it so eloquently. That
it should be world for world, right? Like, we should probably have one. And in fact, Hustle, let's talk about this afterwards. There should be some land annexed in the center for, like, a blue room size thing that is everything.
Yeah,
like this whole project, right?
Yeah.
And then each world would want its own. You know what I mean? Because, like, these are a point of pride. Like,
well, yeah, and plus, like,
so
half
many
the
of
fun
these
of my
builds, like
entire
the
life
freaking dragon and the smart thing, and like, these Genesis builds are epic, right? But there's going to be
history, man. History is important, of course.
Right. That's so good. That's one of my favorite things. All right,
like the fact that there's going to be NFT museums or like some kind of museum that we're going to go like admire history in a metaverse game is absolutely blowing my mind right now. That just kind of made my brain tingle.
It's good shit, man. It's really good shit. By the way, if anyone's talking to Jen, let her know. Jen, by the way, I don't know if you guys know this, but she's the one who's been putting all the trees in for me because she's awesome.
Killing it.
Unless, like, Gary snuck in and did it last time, which is totally possible.
I mean, I didn't know that, and that's what's interesting about this is, like, there's things, Corey's not messing around when he says, like, this little thing that we're doing. Sometimes it gets confusing. Like, there are things that we don't know that happen. Like oh yeah, there might be things that, like, happen that the founder doesn't know about.
Certainly by now. Like, at the end of the first month, I was already not able to keep up, and this is month 3.
But luckily enough, we have an amazing team who are all very competent. And I don't know, but, like, if I was gonna make a TV show, like, based off of Nick, who is a dear friend of ours and wonderful at everything he does, I might call the show The Server Guy Ain't to Blame, because I think that would be an awesome sitcom. Cheesy as hell, but, like, Nick's got the voice for it. It's not a server fault, Nick. We love you, and we think it's awesome. One other thing.
Can I just say something really quick?
Yeah.
Nick the other day said that the server in the clubhouse, he was like, yeah, sometimes the server guy in his past life never got appreciation, and we're all very appreciative of him here. I was watching The Blacklist yesterday, and their IT guy never gets love, and I looked at my girlfriend and I was like, Nick is totally right. The IT guy never gets love.
Awesome. Nick, we love you a lot. Yoshi Drop thing. Do I need to sign a form say look at my wallet? No, you don't have to do anything now. Like
you don't even have to unstake from our planet because Ben from NFThive.io is a fucking superhero. That's all I have to say about that.
And yes, Nick is always lurking in the shadows. I won't lie about this. Like, I literally got super freaked out the other day because like I was on a plot somewhere and like there was this person watching me and it was lurking in the shadows. He's like he's like a de facto ninja. It's great. I like it, but
that's what happened to me last night. We were building, someone rode up on us on a horse and oh, they're in the live stream, so we're talking, and they just walked away. So we started chasing them, and we're like, wait, never mind. All right, bye. Oh, I think it was Sue. She came by to check out what's up.
Yeah, I mean, it's really it's really interesting. I think, you know, to go back to where you all started, this community aspect. It's even maybe more interesting in the times that we live in, you know, with the whole, you know, coronavirus thing. But even before that, right, we were down a path where the multitude of people were sitting on places like, and I apologize, I'm not trying to offend anyone here, but the multitude of people were sitting on like places like Facebook or Instagram and sending photos of, you know, what they ate for lunch. And I'm just going to throw this out there if you're one of those people, but 9 times out of 10, probably not very many people that are following you care, but 20 times out of 10, probably an awesome build in the Uplift is going to get you way more attention. I'm just going to say it, right? Like, because like we are in the business of making creative things. And when you make something creative, I think it's going to be really interesting to see where that goes. Right. And I mean, I won't lie. I'm the type of person that like occasionally has posted food photos of things that I made and been very disappointed about like how much interaction it's got. Cause I'm a freaking awesome cook, by the way. But I've gotten like way more, you know, interaction in Uplift World for like a little temple that I built than anything that I slaved hours over the kitchen for.
Well, the beauty of that is because like when you post your picture, people can't come eat it, right? But when you post your picture of the Uplift, people can come experience it. And that's a significant difference.
I think that's how many times should we have ended the show tonight? Because that's definitely an ending point.
By the way, I have to go. I have to go to the Tuttle Hall now because we got work to do.
Bye, everybody. I appreciate you guys having me on very much. It's been a blast.
Yeah, I can't freaking. What's that? No, I just can't believe this is your first time. You're gonna have to come back like all the time now. Sorry, not sorry. You guys can stick around though. I gotta roll. I will chat with you guys very soon.
Later.
Yeah, and I think we're gonna have you back on a semi-regular basis now again. And like I said, like please go check out our new playlist on our new channel and look at the Hustle House and see what videos they've been producing. And after you follow that link, which will take you to the Hustle House page, click on the like and subscribe button because you guys have a lot of other great content over there that is not Uplift based that people deserve to be seeing. So make sure you follow that link to their original site and then click on their subscribe button as well to hear all of the great things that are going on over there in that community as well.
Thank you very much, Jimmy. I appreciate you. And I look forward to coming on more often, man. And every day out here in the Uplift has been a super fun experience. So I look forward to seeing how we all grow together and how we can hopefully make the physical world a better place through experiences like this.
Agreed. Very much agreed. And me and Corey, you know, we do this show. This goes for a few people. I'm trying to find time. I'm kind of at the point that you alluded to before, except I'm, you know, kind of work for friends. so I don't want to really like always leave them hanging, but I'm at the point that you alluded to before whereby like I'm looking at like, and I know probably by the time I quit, we're not going to be in the bull anymore. But I'm looking at like what we're going to do with this channel. And I think a big part of it is going to be, Corey and I, we're always going to do this double show, but we want to branch out into other parts of the world where people are, not always represented by the Eastern Standard paradigm, right? Like especially in the East or in the West parts of America. So, I mean, maybe even if you and I jump on once a month, or if Corey and you jump on once a month and we do like updates, or any of the other community leaders out there, we'd really love to have you as a part of our network on a more semi-regular basis. And that would, not mean you have to get up like super early in the morning.
I don't even mind it, man, honestly. But I would love to have you and Corey individually and together on the Hustle House show to kind of make sure that some of the people who are crypto focused on my show can learn about these metaverse projects that we're so excited about.
Yeah, I agree. And I think that's a great thing. And I don't really know what this means, but I'm down with the first part, like 10K on Twitter, like go and subscribe to.
So here's the deal with the 10K on Twitter, right? I decided I'm at like 8,000 subscribers, followers on Twitter. I wanted to get to 10K. I thought, hey, I'll donate 100,000 Aether to one person when I get to 10K. That snowballed. Corey, Medusa, TC, a bunch of people just started throwing down. I'm missing names for sure. And now we have over 3 million Aether we're giving away. We're giving 1,000 wax. We're giving one Uplift poster to one The Hustle House community member. I'm not splitting it up. I'm literally just going to pick one random subscriber, and they're going to get that whole little purse. And hopefully that's enough for them to either, buy some metaverse land, change their life in a positive way. Because I think that's going to be cool. And with the staking that this will be able to do for us, hopefully we do this more often.
Yeah, I that's something that Corey and I have been thinking about as well. Like, how do we get back to the community? So I really appreciate that, and definitely go and do it for sure. So yeah, I guess we're gonna let you guys all go. Thank you, Tech Geek, for giving out 2 coins. I was going to say if there's only one, I'll tell you mine on air, but I got beat out by Crypto Knight. But I'm a fan because Crypto Knight spells crypto with a K, and so do I. And that's the way that we, we roll over here. And thank you very much for joining us. And we look forward to having you back sometime soon. And hopefully we'll have you back on a Wednesday, not this week, but like in a couple weeks in the interim. As kind of a group of community leaders, because I think that would be awesome. So
yeah, look forward to it.
Yeah, like I'm just gonna say, do the chop and tell me when you're done, and then I'll hit the end broadcast button. Ready? Go.
I don't know what